Welcome to another edition, baby. We just keep friggin' do these things. Technology Corner with NTM with our trusted CEO, Kelly Siegel. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. I hope people like it because we're about to blast these off to everybody.
Yeah.
Hope they like it because we're going to do more.
Yeah. And they are. They're so
And
valuable.
if you don't, sorry.
Yeah, it's like, don't watch it, right? So a couple of parking lot items as usual before we get too far into it. We go live on Technology Corner with NTM with Kelly Siegel. Kelly's the owner and founder of National Technology Management. They're a premier IT company based in the Detroit market and greater Detroit area with new offices coming soon in tropical areas near you. We go live 9:15 a.m. Eastern every Friday, and this is streamed to our Facebook page. It also goes to YouTube where we upload and record all these videos, and we also put them on LinkedIn as well. If you want to learn more about NTM or get in touch with Kelly, just go to Trust NTM. That's trustntm.com, and you can go to our Contact Us page and learn more. Kelly, good morning to you, sir. How's your morning been?
It has been good. We got a little snow here this morning. Got the workout in. Got a busy day, but looking forward to this discussion because it's, as we've been chit-chatting with prospects and clients, I think we got a little misnomer about cybersecurity versus ransomware. So we're going to clear up some things today. Hopefully people pay attention and realize that ransomware isn't the only kind of threat out there.
Yeah, totally. So today we're talking about if you're confused about cybersecurity, what is it? How do you fix it? How do you prepare for it? How do you mitigate it if you get hit with it? What is it? And what should companies expect to pay for cybersecurity help? So where do you want to start, sir? You are the ninja here. You want to just start with what is cybersecurity?
Well, yeah, let's start with the basics. I mean, cybersecurity is the protecting of your data and your network and your computers, of your company data. Really, it's of your company anything. And that's what people are forgetting is that they go, well, everything's in the cloud. All of our information's in the cloud and we use everything as a service. So we don't have to protect anything. Well, yeah, you still have due diligence and still have fiduciary responsibility to ensure that the bad actors aren't sitting on your computer watching everything you're doing to then go to your cloud provider and cause malicious destruction in there, which is, it hasn't happened yet, but it will. It's coming next. And as people are, we had that interesting discussion about QR codes.
Yeah.
And I mean, they're just figuring out new ways. So as people tell you, never ever connect to a wireless network, an open wireless network, or was it a community wireless network? Don't scan QR codes at these restaurants because it's so simple to go in there, and everybody's so fearful of this ransomware, but that is just one piece of the puzzle of what they're trying to do, of what the bad actors are trying to do regarding getting paid.
So ransomware is one type of cybersecurity issue, right?
Correct. It's one threat. There are several threats. I mean, denial of service attacks, which are where somebody just bombards your network so many times where it just crashes and it takes you. So there's I can go into the geeked out mode and tell you all kinds of threats, but the one that's top of mind and everybody thinks is ransomware. And what I'm hearing from people erroneously and prospects erroneously is they think, oh, well, we pay our upstream provider for our services and we don't have to worry about that. That's absolutely not true. It's like saying that you have nothing at your home computer, so you don't need a firewall and you don't need protection and you can leave your Wi-Fi wide open. Well, if I was trying to attack a home and everything was wide open, I would log into their cameras, every camera, and watch everything and try to find some embarrassing footage that I could sell to them. You could watch and see trends and consistencies and patterns, so then you can rob the house. I'm just using a house because everybody has one. You could sit back and wait and watch their email to see what their passwords are, to see if they use the same password. I mean, there is people, I mean, they're so top of mind with ransomware that they've forgotten that there are so many other things that these people are doing, these bad actors are doing to try to be a pain in our side. And really what they're trying to do is get paid. They're trying to watch your bank accounts, anything they can do to get paid. And ransomware, the true, where they've encrypted your files and holding you ransom, is just one piece. So there is a lot of the next thing is going to be the embarrassment, the smear campaign that's going to come out. CEOs getting shaken down because they have a mistress that the bad actor found out about. Anything embarrassing, they cut a side deal with a vendor, or that's the kind of stuff that you just, if you're doing it and you put it, don't be like Kwame Kilpatrick from Detroit and don't put it in writing, because the bad actors are going to get it and come at you. Now, does everybody do this thing? No. I mean, I laugh because an actor could watch my emails and they ain't going to get anything. I'm the most boringest person in the world. So if you're not doing anything, you're boring like me, great. But I still have a firewall. I still have everything. We run all the cybersecurity at all my locations, even my home. And then some people even take it a step further and they cover their webcams, because bad actors can watch in there and just to see when you're home. There is so many ways that are not ransomware. And I guess I should have brought a list of different things. Denial of service is one, using you as a relay to spam other people is another. I mean, there's just so many ways to disrupt business. And by just having cybersecurity, having basic cybersecurity things, holes plugged that don't cost a lot of money, will prevent that. Now, what we're really seeing, and I got this call yesterday, and I knew this was coming, is the insurance companies are cracking down. They are literally calling and saying, hey, if you don't plug these holes, we aren't paying any cybersecurity. We're not paying any cyber anything. And it can be, what it is to insurance companies is anything related to a computer is called cyber. So if you have a computer that just dies, all your information is on it, and your QuickBooks was on it, and you had to pay somebody $2,500, $3,000 to retrieve it, and you submit that claim, they ain't doing it. So expect more of that, which is a good thing. It's kind of, the insurance company saying, hey man, we're not going to let you guys cut corners anymore. We're not going to do it. So as you can imagine, we're busy as can be, because now people are coming to us probably from these amazing videos and whatnot saying, hey, Kelly, help us out here. And, and truth be told, our previous customer base is now coming to us and we're like, we told you so, it's time. And we're more than well to help them.
Yeah. Question. I went to a restaurant a couple of weeks ago. I went to visit some friends in the Twin Cities, which I'm not sure if everybody knows here, but I live in Fargo and I get to Minneapolis quite often. And so I'm at this restaurant. It's late in the evening, like 8:30, 9 o'clock. We're getting food. I grabbed some wine and I couldn't see the menu, or they didn't have a menu. They didn't have a menu, physical menu. Nice restaurant. I won't name names because this is not a good story for them. They said, well, we have restrictions. This is Minneapolis. It's run by goofballs. And we can't give you a physical menu, but you have to go and scan this QR code. Well, where the restaurant was, the cell signal was horrible. And so I couldn't get on their network. And so the server says, we have free Wi-Fi. Get on our free Wi-Fi, scan the QR code. You can get access to all the wines that we have at this nice restaurant. Okay. So like a dummy, I click on the Wi-Fi network. I scan the QR code. After our conversation between you and I yesterday, I realized how foolish that was, because it's not good. But that's what consumers are doing. And so I just wanted to go back to something you said early on a few minutes ago as we started talking. That's what people should not be doing, correct?
Correct. And,
Okay.
you know, it hits me to my core because I do those things too. And I'm in IT.
Yeah.
But when I am meeting with insurance companies, and literally yesterday they said, we are now making mobile device management mandatory, two-factor authentication on their VPN connections. That's the big push right now. So what that means is they know that people are attacking these cell phones. So, and all they're doing is coming in, waiting for you to come to your work or your office and connect to it and get everything in there. And so insurance companies are plugging that hole. And so when you do that, just the whole, we're just going to pivot quickly. So you're not supposed to do it, but what are we going to do? You can't eat at that restaurant.
I know, exactly. So what if I do, so I have a cyber insurance policy through my IT provider and through my insurance company. If I click on that QR code and I get there through their open public Wi-Fi, is that checking a box with my cyber insurance policy that negates me from filing a policy claim if I get hit with cybersecurity or not?
Not yet, but I'll bet you they will. What's coming next is we're gonna squirrel. I apologize to the users. Just know that we got it covered. So we put mobile device management on there, and what we do is we limit what that phone can do and what can be done on that phone.
Okay.
So, and then what they're going to do is they're going to say, okay, if that's a work phone, then we need a container that says these are work applications, and in those work applications we need another VPN and another freaking, like, we'll call it a firewall. We need another line of defense in there, and that's what they're going to do next. They're going to say that, and we offer all that, but it becomes a pain in the rear end. So, and then we start talking about, I mean, really, are you getting COVID from a menu? That's all. Just don't get me started on that. So long story short is everyone's going to have mobile device management, which gets us into bigger issues. It's like, you know, if I use my work or my personal cell phone for work, which everybody has their email on their personal cell phone, and now it's going to be what we're headed to is probably saying you no longer can do that because we need to lock it down. Now there's HIPAA requirements for the healthcare and there's PCI, but so I don't know how far this is going to go, but my guess is far. Yeah. So just be prepared that the ease of having everything on your cell phone is probably going to go away. We'll have to plug those. It's just another cost of doing business, which sucks because, you know, putting mobile device management and doing increased cybersecurity, it's not free. No. So the cost of business just keeps rising, and you wonder why. And it was Business 101, why inflation is they're worried about inflation and recessions, because, you know, I got to go back and bill all this to people, and because it costs us more money and more time to support it. Yeah. The good news is a lot of most companies are adopting it because they know the insurance company's putting their foot down and it's the right thing to do. But the scary companies are a buddy of mine that I love dearly that said, oh, everything we use everything in the cloud, and we don't need cyber. We don't even need IT support. It's like, oh my goodness, the days of I know a guy or I'm going to call somebody are over. Please understand. I'm not saying that because I'm in the business. I just have seen people get murdered, and companies are so busy. Dave, I love you. If you called me and said, we're down right now, I need your help, it sends my whole company, because we schedule everything, in a tailspin, because we're trying to hire as fast as we can. It's the whole trickle down, man. And we are not set up for disasters and fire drills because we have multiple layers. And if people do it our way, they won't have a disaster or fire drill. Yeah.
So let's unpack that, because we got another few minutes here. So just because you're in the cloud doesn't mean your cybersecurity is safe. So when your friend, and I've heard this before, one of my neighbors here in Fargo is an attorney, He's a managing director of a large law office. And he's always said, we have this conversations all the time. He's like, we're safe. All of our applications are in the cloud. They're cybersecurity safe. And I'm like, Jerry, they're not safe. And he's like, what do you mean? And I'm like, just trust me, I'm not an IT expert. I know enough to make myself dangerous because I'm in marketing, but I'm telling you, your stuff is not safe. And you have the same conversation with colleague of yours. So let's talk about that.
Well, yeah, let's put it in the real world. Everybody understands that they go to a website and they type in their username and password, and they and so we use like Salesforce for as an example. Yeah. Most people know what Salesforce is, or even Office 365 online.
Big CRM. Yep.
So you go to a URL, you type in your username and password, and you do your business. Well, just because you're using their servers in the cloud does not mean that bad actor can't cause destruction. And cause destruction is simple, as easy as they have your username and password, they wait, they log in, and they screw up your orders or change a freaking ACH or embarrass you or figure out a loophole into that thing. So the next thing's going to be when you click on your agreement that you agree to the terms and conditions of that cloud provider, insert cloud provider here, you're agreeing that you have cybersecurity, you're cyber secure. So I'm going to flip this on its other head. If you're using a computer, eventually it's of your best interest and of everybody's best interest for it to be patched, for it to have antivirus, anti-malware, and for you to have some sort of alerting and monitoring on it. It is like when in the height of COVID, when they said you got to wear masks, it's your responsibility to keep everybody safe. It's the same thing. It's going to be your responsibility to keep your computer clean. It's kind of like how we're supposed to be, we take showers. You don't want to be stinky and walk in and spread disease, and you take care of yourself. And that day is coming where you can't connect to where they're literally going to make you run through a scan before you connect to their network. The day is coming, and it won't be long.
Yeah.
So
bad actors can still get access to your stuff, even if it's in the cloud, and can still cause problems if your stuff is in the cloud.
Absolutely. So you should have a password policy. You should have a rotating password policy. It should be encrypted. And that's only, Dave, this is only just today. These guys are going to figure out other ways. By the time we patch that one, they're going to come to the next one. So again, all I can say to you is, if you're not paying for IT support today, enjoy it.
Yeah.
Enjoy it, because it ain't happening, but it ain't going to happen very long. And then I also will tell my brothers that are in this business that aren't doing business the right way and aren't giving true unlimited support with regards to cybersecurity, your days are numbered. Yeah. This is a free advice that I can give to my brothers that are in this business and sisters that are in this business. That if you're not addressing cybersecurity and you're just doing the bare bones minimum, I'm going to eat you for breakfast. And my other really good MSPs are going to eat you for breakfast too. Yeah. Get in now.
Yeah. We just switched IT providers, and our previous IT provider, we went through a third-party security audit as a part of an exercise with one of our clients. And it was interesting to go through it, right? So in talking with other IT providers, I asked the question, are you guys telling your clients, so this would be like me asking you this, are you telling your clients they need this extra layer of cybersecurity protection, this extra layer of this extra layer of that? And they're like, no, we don't do those things unless our client tells us to. And I'm like, I hear you.
What's their market? Let's start advertising there.
Yeah, I know. East Coast and Florida. But I said, look.
Oh, they're going to take over Florida. So yeah. But whoever that is, we're coming after you.
Yeah. I said, here's the problem with that. You're leaving the decision up to your customer when your customer doesn't know what to ask for. They don't know what questions to ask. Your manufacturing firm client or your law firm client or your insurance agency that you're trying to help out doesn't know what any of these things look like. So instead of approaching it passively, you're not being proactive, and that could potentially cost you your business. And they were like, well, yeah, this excuse, that excuse, this excuse, and I understand it. But at the end of the day, IT companies need to be so proactive with their clients and telling them, look, we're going to start billing you for this. Here's why. Here's the benefit. Here's the value. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. There's no questions, because we want you to not suffer the pains of getting hit with this sort of attack, right? And so it just blows my mind in terms of how many IT companies just aren't preparing their customers and falling back on the sword of, hey, they didn't tell us, so we don't have to supply it.
If we've talked about this before, just fear. It's just fear. I don't want to go to my customers and I have that uncomfortable conversation. I got to raise their rate.
Yeah.
And that's not any kind of life that I live. I called a client yesterday and said, give us a bearer of bad news of a software cost. And she said, why didn't anybody else tell me this? And I said, maybe it's because I'm courageous. Maybe it's because I'm an a-hole. I don't know, but you're going to get, honesty and integrity from NTM and from Kelly Siegel every single time. So I liken that to going to your doctor or going to a lawyer and telling them, hey, you know what, doctor, I know that you're going to perform this procedure, but could you do it this way? It's the what is it? The tail wagging the dog. Just no. So at NTM, we don't give it an option. And honestly, we itemize it, but we line item it, but we don't itemize it. So you can get any color car you want from us as long as it's black, but it's going to include everything that covers you. And if somebody says, I don't need this, I don't need this, I don't need this, we go, sorry, here's another company that doesn't really care about cyber security, and you'll probably be more comfortable over there.
Yeah. Kelly, we've got a special offer for people watching this and for people not watching it. So if they're a business in the Detroit, Northern Ohio area, go to trustntm.com/offer, where you can take advantage of over $20,000 in valuable things that we're going to give you absolutely free. There's a form to fill out. So go to trustntm.com/offer, where you can learn more about these things and more.
Dave, I want to just touch on that. We just there's several different scans that we run, depending on what the prospect and what the client or whatever they are, whatever they want us to do, whether we can go really, really in depth with these scans, or we can just go cursory, superficial. And we've been adding to it. We just ran a scan on a network, and we just picked up so many issues. But even when we're doing that, we also pick up other things. So this customer was paying for a gigabit internet circuit, wasn't even plugged into their network. So while we're doing these scans, we pick up a lot of streamlines processes and how we can get better. And it is as impartial and objective as one can do. The goal is not to get you to sign up with NTM. I mean, I'd love you to. You can always do it, but it's just to create awareness and understand that there are holes. Companies are not, they're all MSPs, all IT companies are not created equal. They're not all NTM that are the best. There are a lot of that are really, really good, and there's a lot that leave a lot to be desired. Yeah, nothing more than you get what you pay for than in IT. So just know that if you sign up for that offer and you get that white paper, it tells you what's going to happen, and then when you talk with me and our team, you're going to hear multiple different options for scans. And it could be as simple and as easy as, hey, just run the non-invasive one. And we show all kinds of simple little holes and issues and the litany of information. It is, I suggest everybody do it. You were just talking about the scan that just run. I suggest everybody do it.
Yeah. Yeah. One of our IT clients does a third-party scan. We got to go through it. Oh my God. It was so eye-opening.
There's one of the number one things that people do. They forget to disable accounts of people that are no longer there. That is one of the easiest, simplest no-nos. That let's just say I got your username and password and you didn't disable their account and they're gone, and I log in as a bad actor as them, and I got full reins of everything. Common, easiest, simplest thing. And how does that happen? When companies are busy, they forget to click a button and just say disable their credentials, or they disabled the email and forgot to do the frickin' administrative, their network login, their domain credentials. I mean, it's mind-boggling but why not run the scan? Do the scan. It's like going and getting your a physical yearly. And unfortunately, we're at that age where you got to get the tube in your keister and do it.
Yeah, I completely hear you. Yeah, colonoscopies ain't fun.
That's the word I couldn't think about.
Neither is getting hit with ransomware.
I wanted to use keister.
We're gonna. That's a much better word. Imagine an ebook that equates the analogy of a colonoscopy to an IT scan.
Well, you know what you think about it is the colonoscopy, they put you out, you don't even know what happens, and they come back and they say, dude, you're great, or we found something and we want to go in and get it out of there. That's pretty much or the worst case scenario is we found something and it's cancerous. So usually we're in between and we see something and it's not the end of the world, and we just give it back to them and say, here, give this to your current people, and away you go. And we sit in the back and just say, hey, we're here for you. Yeah, it's to give back. I know it sounds kooky, but it's to give back and create awareness. There ain't nothing good about these bad actors that helps our economy.
No, completely agree. Kelly, where can people find out more about you and get in touch with you?
Well, www.trustntm.com. My cell phone's 248-808-4888. Give me a call, shoot me a text. You need anything? Email's ksiegel, KSIEGEL @trustntm.com. Anything I can do to help, reach out. I got all the energy in the world, as you can tell. I want to help. I want to make a difference. And I promise I'm not going to try to sell you anything.
Good. Kelly, this has been an awesome spend of my time. We'll see you next week at 9:15 a.m. Eastern.
Dave, are we definitely doing it because it's your birthday?
Oh, that's right. Oh, yeah. Are you kidding me? Well, it's 2 days after, but
you just never stop. You're a warrior.
I am, man. Birthdays don't stop us, baby. We got cybersecurity problems to fix.
Life goes on. I love you, man. Have a great day.
Love you too. We'll see you soon.
Bye.